Hi, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today's class is Command Website Setup. So I'm going to show you where your KW agent site is within Command, where to customize it, and what the default information is, and how you can actually change that and customize it too. Okay. So, first things first, since you are here with me live, you can definitely put any questions that you have in the chat. Try to get those answered in real time for you. And then also, if you're listening to this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. So let's go ahead and log into Command. The first thing I want to show you guys is your marketing profile. Your marketing profile is like a bank of information that is funneled out to any command marketing to include your KW agent or your KW team site. It lives over here underneath your name at the top right, and then go to settings. Sorry, that was our timer for class to start that I apparently hit snooze on instead of end. So your name at the top, settings, and then come over here to connect settings on the left and click on marketing profile. So if you are on a team, you may have a team marketing profile as well if you're the rainmaker or if you have enhanced or unlimited permissions. So you just want to make sure that this is set to your personal account right here so that you're looking at your personal marketing profile. That's what we're going to go over today. If you are on a team or a rainmaker and you want to know how to personalize the team website, we do have a different class for that called Team Website Setup. So definitely check that out if that's more of what you're looking for. So on the personal marketing profile here, first things first, make sure that it is toggled on. You want to see that green toggle over here to the right. This means it is taking this bank of information and actually funneling it to that command marketing that we were talking about. So if you want to make sure that your information is showing on the public side of things, have it toggled on. The next are photos and logos. The top is your photo, your headshot right here. It is a recommended size to have this in like a square, 360 by 360 pixels. It keeps it from being distorted. Um, if you need any help resizing that or uploading it, please let us know. We're happy to help. There's actually several places to upload your headshot throughout Command to make sure it's consistent across all of your KW platforms. But this one right here, this is what funnels out to your website. And so just make sure that you have your headshot right here. Next is a team logo. It's okay if you don't have a team logo, but you may want to put something here, like maybe a KW logo. That would be a great thing to enter here as a placeholder because some of the places that, let me say it this way, some of the marketing that you do through Command may have a place for a team logo. And if you don't have an image in this particular field, then it may show as a broken image. So, always just a good idea to go ahead and put something here as a placeholder. Again, it works a little bit better if you can have it be that square of 360 by 360. However, if it's not, that's okay. The team logo will actually sort itself out. Usually, even if it looks a little distorted here on your marketing, it tends to show correctly. Okay. Next is your details: name, license number, professional job title. Pretty self-explanatory when it comes to these particular fields. You do want to make sure, though, that you are compliant. So just make sure that your name is displayed as it should be. It could be possible that maybe your local area or state require your display or marketing name to match exactly to your state license. You'll want to check with your market center staff just to confirm compliance for your area. If you have any questions about that, maybe you're going by a nickname or something like that, but definitely confirm this. And your license number is pretty important to have right here too, if that's applicable to you, because again, some of the marketing pieces in Command will have a place for that license number to show. And if you don't have a number here, it could cause some errors. Coming on down, your affiliations and your bio. You can enter any military affiliations here. even if you're not active duty or a family of, you can even choose supporter and patriot. And once you do that, you actually have a full list of any kind of military, including overseas military, um, other than US. If you want to put that you're a supporter or a patriot of them, you can add that here. Next, we can come down to bio. And notice the spacing in it. You'll want to make sure it's entered here exactly as you would like it to appear on your website. And we don't recommend using emojis in it. We've seen that sometimes once it's displayed on the website, it usually doesn't look like you want it to. So definitely recommend not using emojis there. And next, your mobile phone number and office phone. Make sure that those are entered as you want them to be, and your email and your website. Make sure that this is your best contact email. That's your business email showing right here because that will be public facing. And also your website. Just a little pro tip on this guy right here. www is not compatible with the KW agent sites. So definitely recommend not having www in the email address there. Excuse me, the web address there. But if you do have the HTTPS colon forward slash, it will help make that website be an active hyperlink so that when it is on your command marketing, it will be a hyperlink that your contacts can actually touch. And with one touch, it will take them right to your KW agent site. So definitely recommend having that header right before it. If you're unsure of what it is or how to type that in there, you can simply go to a tab in your browser, type in your KW agent website, and hit enter. And when you go back to copy that address, it will have that information already added in for you. Okay. Your market center information. This more than likely is already done for you, especially if you were set up here by SLM. However, if you've changed brokerages or maybe your market center changed locations, whatever it might be, if this information is incorrect or incomplete for you, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help get that updated for you. And coming on down, if you are in a location that needs to have a legal footer added, you can add the text right here that will appear at the bottom of your website. And you can also add links, like for our Texas agents that have to have your CPN or your IABS, you can add those in here. And legal footer images, we've seen agents get really creative with this. Now, keep in mind, this is a teensy little image on the bottom of your website, okay? It's teensy, but some agents really like to use like maybe their headshot again or a logo, maybe fair housing, the realtor logo. If you've gotten any designations through CE, some agents like to use the logo here. So just keep that in mind. It's just an extra spot. If you want to add some more items to your website, you can definitely do that here. And social platforms. This is a great place to add your public profile links from your social media platforms. This will have them display on your website as active links so that consumers can just click and go right to your social media platforms. Definitely double check these guys. Make sure that it is a link to your public profile, that it will allow you to see your profile without requiring you to log in to the platform like Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever. And that way, you know that your consumers can actually see your information without having to sign in as well. Just a second. So sorry. Apparently just choked on some air. Excuse me. All right, we'll keep on going. So this also, guys, will help your SEO when you add your social platform links to your marketing profile so that they are displayed on your website. And when you take your website address, add it to your social platforms on those profiles, that actually will hopefully increase your SEO. It will increase where you populate on search engine results. Okay. So definitely just something to keep in mind there. If you want to learn more about that, we do have a class called Build Your Social Media. I actually think we're teaching that this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check that out, it'll go into that a little bit more. And then Google Analytics down here, guys. If you want to track activity on your KW agent or team site, we can help you do that. We set up a Google Analytics account for you, and this is one of the places where your Google Analytics ID would go. There's another place on the back end of your site that we added in, and this would just help you track that engagement and the activity on your site. So if you want that, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to get that set up for you. We just need your command logins and your Gmail login and password. Okay. And we'll be happy to get that set up. So once you've completed your marketing profile here, definitely click save at the bottom if you've made any changes. One other thing, scrolling back up to the MC logo right here, or maybe at the top for the team logo, when I was referencing being able to add in like a generic KW logo, I want to show you really quick where you can find those so that you know you have access. So, excuse me, let's go right over to kwconnect.com, and that way I can show you. That's okay. That was a user error. Just a second. I thought for a minute this was going to be one of the outages we're currently experiencing, but no, that was a user error. So kwconnect.com here, go to resources and marketing. Then you would go to logos and branding. And right here is where you guys can get your Market Center logos and Keller Williams logos. So we'll go down a little bit on the page to right here, Market Center logos, and you can enter your Market Center number, and you'll have an option to preview or download. When you download those Market Center logos, it'll actually give you several folders. You'll get some black and whites, you'll get some colors, whatever you're looking for, it'll probably be in there. Usually they also have options for transparent backgrounds too. So anything you're pretty much looking for your marketing, you can get by downloading this right here. And for the KW logos, you can scroll down further and there's lots of options. They have their primary logo right here, including the other ones that include the word realty, the informal linear. And then also we get into the 1KW, the We Are 1KW logos. They have the informal and the informal We Are. So you can come here and download those as you would like to and use them on your marketing profile. Definitely recommend that. So let's travel back to our command now. And now that we've gone through our marketing profile, let's go ahead and go look at our websites tab so we can start looking at the current default settings of a website once it is fully launched, and also how to adjust those so you can customize it a little bit more. Now, we do have another class called Customize Your Website that gets into how to create like additional pages and things like that, like landing pages, custom pages, things like that. Just letting somebody in through the waiting room. There we go. So that goes in a little bit deeper, but today I'm definitely going to go over the default settings for you so that you'll know how to adjust those for your business. The websites tab is right down here on the bottom left. If you're unfamiliar with that, you can definitely click the red square at the top. It will pop out the names for you. So websites is right here. And again, just want to touch on this in case you're on a team. We're going to go over personal sites today. So you'll just want to, again, make sure that you're looking at the personal profiling command right here, not your team. Okay. Your personal website should be showing right here. And that way you know that that is what we're currently going to edit. Okay. So first things first, let's go visit this little settings tab back here before we jump into editing the actual site. So your settings tab right here, this may look a little familiar. This was the main page that used to come up when you clicked on the websites tab back in the day when it was called consumer. I can still get to expert mode to edit my site if I were to click this, but we're going to go down to the settings before we jump in there. And here are your website settings. You can enter your subdomain right here. That is the domain that your KW agent site uses. You can put your cursor in that field and make edits if you would like to. If you do, just make sure that you click Save Changes, and that will let you know if that URL is available to claim for yourself or not. Keep in mind, if you change your domain, make sure you go back and update it on your marketing profile because remember there was a spot there for your website address. Coming down to app URL settings, you have a KW Consumer mobile app. This is the URL that you can actually share with your contacts that will prompt them on a mobile device to download your branded app. If you haven't jumped into that class for consumer mobile app, highly recommend it. It goes through the contact side of what the app looks like and everything it offers them, as well as your version within Command as an agent, what you can do to help personalize that app for each user even further. Okay. Also gives you Big Brother access so that you can see every listing that they're looking at. So definitely check that out. Team referral links. Again, only going to be for agents that are on a team. And what this is showing you is you will have specific URLs for the team site and the team app that actually is customized just for that team member. They can share those. It will show them as the team member, and any lead entered into that special website link or app link would automatically be assigned to that particular team member. Okay. Preferences. There are some options here. These are usually set to enabled, but you can click on the fields and choose to disable them at any time and save changes. These options are for displaying the Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered little links, little icons on the listings on your site and on your app. Keller Covered is KW's insurance company, and Keller Home Loans is what used to be known as Keller Mortgage or Keller Finance. These are obviously mortgage loans through KW. Okay. The other one is display neighborhoods on your agent site. When you go to an agent site and you search for properties, let's just do, and you search a particular area, on the map, you'll notice blue boundaries that populate. See all the blue boundaries here, the blue borders? Those are different neighborhoods. If you don't want those to show, you can choose to disable those. Maybe in your area, it's a lot of new construction, or maybe it's an older area and the neighborhood boundaries haven't been updated on this map correctly versus what you're actually seeing in real life on the ground. Then, when you're in your command, you may want to make a decision to disable those neighborhoods from showing on your site. It's completely up to you. Again, you would just choose disable and save changes. Below that is forced registration. How many properties do you want a consumer to be able to view before they are required to enter their lead information like name, email, phone number, and a note? You can decide that here. You can have it unrestricted, so a person can look at unlimited amount of properties, and they'll still have your contact me form on that site. So at any point when they choose, they can still enter their lead information, but they're not required to do so in order to continue looking at properties. The other options are 10 properties, and then they'll be required, 2 properties, or no property viewing, meaning they cannot look at any listing to expand it to view the details until they enter their contact information. So again, whatever works for your business and how you want to set that up, just make the choice here. I believe it is defaulted to unrestricted at all times, so you can choose whichever you want and make sure you click Save Changes. Now, I don't think you would be here if you didn't want to use your KW agent site, but just in case any of y'all have a third-party website, you do not want to use your KW agent site, there is a deactivate button down here. Please use all caution. If you click to deactivate your site, you will lose all of your custom information, all your custom pages, all your landing pages, and any custom data you've added to your website to include your URL. So the subdomain URL that we were talking about earlier, scottleroymarketing.kw.com, whatever you have chosen for your site, you would also lose that as well. If you want to ever come back and have a KW agent site, you can, but you'll start from scratch. You'll have to find the URL that you want to use and you would have to recreate everything. So it's here. Just please be careful and don't touch it unless you really want to. Coming back up, that's it for our settings tab right here. I'm going to click right back over to where we were before, where it shows your personal, your KW agent site link here with the option to edit agent site. When we click edit agent site, on the left, we're going to have some very surface level editing that we can do, while on the right, we have the option to jump into expert mode and go even deeper. I'm going to show you both. Let's start with the surface level that will be available right here. It gives us a preview in the center of the page. You can actually scroll through this to view it as we make changes. And you do have the option to see it in laptop, tablet, and mobile view if you want to. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to laptop and let's look at the different options that we have over here on the left. So we have a home page that we can make changes to here. First is going to be your banner right here. It used to be called Hero Images. You may still see it called that sometimes, but it's the images behind your search bar. You can upload additional images, delete the one that you currently have here, or even drag and drop them into a different order if you choose to. Let me zoom in a little bit just to make sure you guys can see all of that. The header and title is right here. It's defaulted to Let's Find Your Dream Home, but we've seen agents change this. Let's see. You can change it to whatever you like. Click out of the field. You should see that update on the right-hand side. And it's not. That's great. So we're just going to change that and take it back out and let it stay. Guys, we're seeing, again, you're probably already aware, KW is experiencing some outages today and have for the past week. We're hoping that will be resolved ASAP. So some of the things I may touch today may not perform as we want them to. That apparently is one of them. We'll attempt it again when we jump into the website in expert mode. Coming on down to featured properties. This is a section on your home page right here. Again, we're going to have more edit features when we jump into expert mode. But for now, just know this is where you can actually turn off that section if you do not want it to display at all. Or if you want it to display, you would just click the eyeball and it will stay on your home page. You can adjust the title, which is right here, and also the description, the smaller text appearing right below your title. And you can customize that for whatever you want it to be. And it will also let you change the center point from where these listings are populated. So you can choose one pinpoint area and then set it to pull listings around that particular center point. So you can begin entering any address here that you want to, and it will start populating addresses below. You can choose whichever one you want from the drop-down list, and then choose how much you want or how many miles you want that radius to be. So you can put a cursor here and change this, or you can use the sidebar to adjust it here, however big you want it to be. Just know this tends to be more of a linear mile than a driving mile. So it does tend to be further out than you actually think it will be. Okay, so you may want to pull it in just a hair if you're looking to really focus on a particular area. That might take some trial and error with adjusting. And below this, you can also pick a price range for your featured listings. If you want to have a min and a max, you can also adjust that there. Testimonials is the next section. These are testimonials that have been entered on your KW Agent website, and you've decided which ones you want to be displayed in rotation. You can see there that it's a gallery type, so you can flip through your different testimonials. You can choose to show or hide the section, and you can also edit the headline or the description. Again, this is your title or headline right here, and your description would be in tiny print just below that. Blog list. The next section right here, you can choose to edit the headline and the description, and you can also choose to hide or reveal that section. Okay. Those are the surface level homepage changes you can make from right here within this particular section. If you did make any changes, just make sure to click publish on the far right. That way it will save those changes and go ahead and begin implementing them. We've seen changes that you publish take about 30 minutes or so to actually show up on the site. Okay. Over here on the left, you actually have a couple of other options as well. You can add content. It's asking if I want to leave without publishing. I went ahead and chose yes. Don't do that if you want to save yourself. Um, but you can add content with the plus sign and choose to add a blog post right here if you would like. I'm going to show you a little bit of a better way to do that in expert mode, but you do have a quick grab right here if you want to get in here and just create that blog post right away. And the little palette of paints, it applies a theme to your website. So you can see we're on KW theme default with the red to the purple right here. See it in the button, if you can see that on your screen. You can choose the different themes that you want. We just do give the disclaimer, any of these darker ones like Carbon Dark, Slate Dark is notorious for it. Just make sure that when you add custom content, like if you're adding a custom page, that it's displaying like you want it to. A lot of the darker themes may make your text show up gray instead of a bright white, and they might be a little hard to read sometimes. So just definitely check that out. Make sure you double check yourself when you're adding custom information to your site, okay, if you use one of those darker themes. Once you've chosen it, just remember to click publish in the top right. Now, we've exhausted the surface level editing that is right here. So now we can jump into that expert mode and go a little bit deeper, okay? So we're going to go up here and click on expert mode. It should open it in a new tab for you. And from here, again, just make sure that your KW agent site that you want to make changes to is displayed right here. If you are on a team, or maybe you're in Market Center leadership and this is not your KW agent site, you'll just want to come right here. There'll be a link right here. It will either be your name or your team name. Give that a click and make sure you choose the right site you want to work on from this list. Okay. Yours will more than likely not look like that. You should only have like maybe 1 to 3 options. Um, but your link, or excuse me, the link right here should be the site that you want to make edits to. Again, that other class for customizing your website will go into more of these options up here with creating some custom information on your site. For today's class, with this being command website setup, I'm going to go over the default pages on your KW agent site. And those are the 3 right here. So first, let's go over the home page. We'll just we'll access that by clicking the home page link right here. And that will open up where we can edit. The places to make edits will be on our left. I'm just clicking on these to fold them up to show you easily what all is listed here, and then I'll expand them as we go through. So we'll enter our information on the left. The preview of those changes can be viewed right here. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit more. Nope, it's actually going to make it smaller. There we go. Okay, if you're having any problem seeing the text on my screen, just let me know. But over here on the top, let's click into our first section here. And this is going to be our search feature at the top of our home page. Now, do know that there's no way currently, I'll say currently, because there could be an update any day now. But currently, there's no way to sort the sections and put them in a different order on your homepage. Okay, so your search feature will always show at the top, then your featured properties, then your testimonials, then your blog. Okay, remember you do have that option to hide or reveal certain sections if you want to remove them, but at this time, there's no way to like slide featured properties to the top or vice versa. So let's jump into the first section. It's the search feature. Again, remember we have the option to change the title that you're seeing here. It should, it should work if we type this in and then click off. We should see that update on the right-hand side. See the little eyeball circling? It means it's trying to update that change. Ah, it worked. Okay, good. So even though it didn't work where we were just at, it just works here within your expert mode today, and that's good. So if you do want to change this, we've seen agents put this as their name, or maybe you have a slogan, maybe you have something else that you would like to use here. You can absolutely change that title to whatever you would be. If you leave it blank, the default is what we were already seeing, where I think it says, let's find your home. It should update here in just a second and let us see it. Yeah, let's find your dream home is what the default will be. You can also, again, change those images that are rotating in the back there. Um, this is where you can come in and add those images. You can drag and drop them in different orders if you would like to, or you can click the negative sign right here and it will actually remove some of those sites if you want it to. You can choose add image if you want to add additional ones or upload files from your device. Next, you can come down here, see where this says fallback content. Currently, KW says that this, while it's showing, it's not currently active yet. This is an upcoming update that has not been fully launched. You may see that back here in the expert mode. So they actually say don't worry about filling in any of the fallback content yet because it is not currently active. So we can scroll past that. And do know it gives you the option to actually hide the title if you want to. You can see that right here. If you don't want the title to show at all, you can choose to hide it. And you do have some content here. If you want the property search to show, it will. If you want to make a custom button, it does give you the option to do this. We haven't seen this work super great, but I will go ahead and try it really quick for you. It's a call to action. Notice our search button. Um, um, our search button disappeared there. You can enter a description if you want, call to action, and you can add a link. So if you want this button to go to an internal link, like one of your pages for download your app, or to go to your mortgage calculator, whatever it is, you can choose an internal link for that button to go to, or an external link. If you have a different site that you want this to go to, like we can go grab, let's get our other website, scottleroymarketing.com. We'll grab that URL, come back to our website. There we are. And enter that URL to be a link for the button and click off of it and it should update. You can also add text. We're going to see if this works. This is one of the newer features. It's thinking. There it goes. So you can choose to do that now too if you want on your website. Again, this is a newer feature. Use at your own risk. But you could take away the search option. You still have search properties options at the top menu if you want, but you have an option to turn that into a button if you would like to. We're going to go to property search and change that back. Should see it update in real time over here. Any minute now. There we go. And if you don't want rental properties to show on your site, you can hide the for rent option, search option right here, and just have it be buy option if you want. Just toggle that if you choose to do that. Let's move on to the next section, featured properties. Now, there is 1.5 million ways to set this up here, guys. Highly recommend you jumping in and finding out what works for your business. I'm going to show you what I mean here. You do have that option again to display or hide that particular module on this page. You can adjust the title and the description. Notice that there is a default description. If you don't enter anything in this field, it says check out my featured properties. You can just enter anything in that description field if you want to change that. And then add listings. There is a basic mode and there is a dynamic mode. If you choose basic, it is exactly what it sounds like. You need to come here, hit the plus sign, and manually add every single listing that you want to add. When you begin typing in the address, you would choose the address from the list. You'll start seeing it populate over here on the right, and you would continue adding any and all addresses that you want, and you have to manually update it, whether you're adding listings or removing listings. These would be the only listings that will show under your featured listings. Again, basic mode, okay? You do have the option to move these around in a different order, drag and drop if you want, or you can click the minus red sign if you want to remove it, plus sign for adding more, okay? You'll see that repeated through these modules as we move along. To change this to dynamic mode, you can do that. You choose that center point like we saw before. Again, just beginning to type in a particular address. We'll actually choose one of the addresses that's already been used here for Austin, Texas. And you do have an option to show properties only in your state or province only. This is great if you're only licensed in one state, but maybe you closely border a second state. You may want to consider this. We've had a lot of agents reach out that, they're super close to like New Jersey, but they're only licensed in New York, things like that. So make this choice for your business if you need to. On dynamic mode, it will generate listings within a certain radius from that center point that we saw up here. Okay, so it will continue generating listings that are currently active on the market to populate on your featured properties. You can choose a max number to display, and you can choose the search radius from that main center point for what properties it will pull and populate. It's a great way to kind of have it be low maintenance where you're not having to constantly come up and manually maintain this. Okay. Sasmita, you said, can we keep any house in current market or only the properties where I'm listing agent? There is an option to have it only show those listings. I'll get there in 2 seconds and I'll show you that. Um, and so again, dynamic option will auto populate listings for you based on a location. You're welcome. If you come down, you can even sort those. Maybe you want it to be the newest on the market, so new days on site or DOMs, as we used to call them. But maybe you're working in a particular niche in the area and you actually want it to pull based on price or living area. There's some different options here to choose. Okay. So you can choose how you want them to be sorted on your site. You can even pin particular listings, like maybe you have your own listing and you want to make sure that it is in rotation on your site. You can come here and click that plus sign. Again, begin typing in the address. Choose the address from the list that populates. Looking for that one, looks like it's in the US. And click that, and it should start populating over here on the right. It now sees it as a pinned listing, and so that will be right here. There we go. And so the recording will be available on YouTube within a few hours, but the archive is already there if you want to go back and check the one we did in October, Jessica. And then feature listings by, says Mita. This might be more what you're looking for right here. Featured listings by, and you can toggle on for your listings. Now, keep in mind, if you're saying you want 10 listings in your featured properties and you personally only have like 5 listings, it will generate the other 5 based on the location and radius that you set up. Okay. If you're looking for it only to be specific listings that you want, basic mode may be more your speed, okay? Or maybe a better option for you. And you can also choose to only show listings associated with your market center. So you've got some options here to toggle on if you want to, and you can even filter the listings that do populate. Again, going back to maybe you have a niche in the market and you want to focus on homes that are in your groove, you can definitely come here and filter these listings and just set different settings that you want to show the homes that you prefer here. Okay, so you can get as specific as you want. We're going to scroll back up and minimize some of the stuff. I'm going to take off that bogus listing. There we go. And now let's move down to the featured testimonials section. Now, do know that testimonials on your site need to be left on your leave a review or leave a testimony page that's already default on your KW agent site. So any testimonials that are entered there, you would want to come here and manually choose to display them. Okay, so if you get like a bogus testimony or one that's just not very flattering, you can choose not to come and put it on your site. So for the testimonials that show right here on your home page, you can choose to display this or hide it. You can change the title and description like our other modules. And you have a dynamic and basic mode to this testimonial section as well, just like we did for featured listings. So for basic, you can come here, click the plus sign, and any testimonial that has already been left on your site, you will see the name they were left under here, and you can choose them to be displayed. These are the ones we've chosen to be displayed. There we go. These are the only ones that will be displayed. They will rotate back and forth. You can move them in a different order if you want. You can click the pencil if you want to delete some of them. Maybe it's a duplicate like the Scott Leroy one. So you can come here and again, basic means manual update to you. That means you manually have to come and update them. Dynamic, now this will populate up to 9. Well, you can do 1 to 9. If you want it less, you can do less, but it'll populate up to 9 of your testimonials and it will sort them for you automatically based on whether they're old or new. You do have some filtering options as well. Maybe you want them for a particular city or zip code. Maybe you want only a certain star rating to show. You can come and filter that on. And you can choose to have those testimonials show. So again, plus sign, choose a testimonial here. Okay. And then that way it will be listed here and it will be in rotation. Blog list. Let's come on down. For the blog module here, you do have the option to hide or display. You have the option to edit the title and description like the other modules. And you have the option to be basic or dynamic. Again, you're going to see some options here that may have to do with future updates, but you do have a dynamic and basic option. Under this dynamic option, you can choose to sort your blogs automatically. So as you continue to add blogs to your site, it will sort your homepage automatically for you so that you don't have to come and manually say, hey, I want this particular blog to be moved up to the front. So you can choose how you want it to be sorted. Jennifer, absolutely. So she's asking if you have reviews that are not on your site, can you add them? 100%. You can go to your leave a review page and enter those if you would like. And then make sure you add them to the testimonial module for your homepage so they display. And we can even help you. If we work with your market center, feel free to send us up to 5 reviews at a time or like your Zillow review page link or your Google review page link, whatever you have. We'll be happy to go ahead and add up to 5 testimonials for you at a time. It says, Mita, everything I'm showing you today is free and built into your site. Yep. And so right here for Yeah, it is great. I was happy about that too, that the sites are much more robust than they used to be, and it is all included. So right here, you can see the max number of blogs that can be displayed on the home page. Remember, you have another blog page back here though, and I'll visit it in a minute. It's not limited to just 4 blogs, just the module on your home page is. So you can come here and choose to filter by your blogs if you want. And you can even make sure that some particular blogs are always added to your homepage here if you want to. Um, so you can come and choose the plus sign, and out of your blogs, you can choose which ones are already created. Um, choose our list here. It should show me our blogs. There we go. So out of our blog list, I can come down and add different blogs here if I want to make sure that they're featured, that they will always show right here on the front. It updates and moves our little page down. There we go. And so you can come here. Again, the modules are pretty self-explanatory. Once you've done one, you start to see the same features within each one, right? So you can come here and edit those if you would like. Um, and then make sure you click save over here in the top right whenever you're finished making those changes. I'm going to now go back to our KW logo here at the top. It's going to take us back to that editor where we were to see our default pages. And I'm just going to touch briefly on our blog page here just to show you some of the things that you can do within this blog page. And then we'll jump into the About the Agent page. So I clicked on the blog page. This is what is on the top right of your KW site, the little blog tab at the top. This is the default page for that. You can always adjust the name that is displayed on this page. It defaults to my blog. Um, and then right here for page heading, you can expand that section, choose to hide the title, or change the background image that's back here. And then below that is going to be the section for where the blogs are actually displayed below the header. You can decide to hide this section. Just know if you hide these blogs, the page is still here. So the page is still here, it's just going to be blank. But you can choose to hide them if you want. You can change that title, take it from the experts. Again, as soon as you start typing in the title or the description field, it should update it on the right-hand side. So if I want to add a description, you can click in that field, click off of it. You should see it update in real time on the right-hand side. And now you see that description populate. Okay. You also have the option here again, that basic versus dynamic. When it's on dynamic, it looks like pretty much the same options you had on the module for the home page. You choose the sort by and choose how you want them to be sorted. If you want them in alphabetical or maybe newest at the top, you can display up to 10 on this page. You can filter if you would like, and you can also make sure that some of the particular blogs always populate towards the top. Um, you can see here that we have part 1, but then we go to part four, and part 3. So if you see duplicates like this, you can always change these just by clicking on the actual field here, coming to your blogs. I'm just going to go to list and come down to our blogs. I'm looking in the page column. You see where these are blog posts. And I want to see if I can grab there it is, part 2. So I can just select that. And now it's part 1, part 2. And I can grab this little guy and slide him up if I want to put them all back in order. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, they will always populate at the top. And then the blogs after that will follow the sort rules that you've already set. Okay. You don't have to have these here. If you don't like them, you can remove them. You can come in and just take off, just click the negative to the right. Like let's say you just want 3 pinned and not the 4th one. So you just click the negative and it will take that off. Okay. And you can add more if you want them to be featured. This is also where you can create a new blog post. You can do that by clicking the plus, click the blank line, and then down here at the bottom left, see where it says create blog post? Click next or new, excuse me. Notice our banner is blue. That lets you know that we are now in an actual item. So we are in a blog post creating it. See, new blog post. So you can come here and create your headline. You can create a sub headline. And you can change an image if you would like to add that here. And you can enter the text for your blog here as well. This works like a rich text module. If you haven't jumped into those yet or haven't checked out our customized web class, the rich text module is where you can add text and images. You can see your different formatting options through here. Kind of looks like a word processor, right? But you do also have the image right here where you can choose to enter a single image, gallery, or a video. Just remember your videos need to be hosted on YouTube or Vimeo in order to be added to your site. But you can go ahead and create that custom blog right here and click publish when you're done. That has created your actual blog post. So then we want to go back to our site and add that blog post to our site. So now, instead of creating new, we see our newest blog post is available right here. We can click the link and it adds it into our blog page. I'm going to click X to close that. And now we see that our best blog post ever is now pinned as number 5 in our featured items. Okay, so we'll see that over here. And that's how you create a blog post. If you've made any changes, click save at the top right. And for our last couple of minutes together, I'm just going to go over to your agent page, going to go back to the KW logo at the top left. And from right here, you can scroll down to the About the Agent default page. On your site, it's the About the Agent tab that's at the top, or the About tab at the top right of your page. Now, this information will pull from your My Profile within your command account. Currently, that information is a little limited right now due to the outages, but we're going to see if we can get it to display here. And so on the left, you have the agent profile. It should show towards the top of your page here. Doesn't look like ours is going to do today. Um, okay, fabulous. So let's pretend. So, your agent profile, this is what consumers will see when you go to kw.com and say find an agent and they search by your name. This is that profile that will show right here at the top. It should show your headshot, your phone number, your email, your website. And then below that, under My Details and About You, it will begin showing things like your bio. You can see right here for agent bio, it will actually display here, but it's pulling from those profile we viewed earlier today on your marketing profile. That bio that was entered will populate here as well. You'll see that the options over here on your left that it really gives you are only to whether you want to display or hide essentially, or you want to change the headers that are right here. So instead of My Details or About Your Name, you may want to say My Bio or My Big Why, something else. But you can edit those headers right here. But as far as the details go, headshot, email, phone number, bio, that's all pulling from those marketing profiles and My Profiles within your command. Okay. Coming on down, My Preferred Vendors is right here on the bottom. There is a section down here at the bottom that should be showing and currently is not. And again, guys, our apologies about any of the outages. They are out of our control at this time, but you do have a preferred vendors option down here at the bottom. If you don't have any vendors added in yet, it should default and say this, my preferred vendors, and then say, I've worked with exceptional businesses and service providers. If you need any information, please don't hesitate to reach out. But once you have a vendor you want to recommend, you can come right here and click this link and add in a vendor. It will take you to a new tab. You'll enter things like that vendor's name, contact email or phone number, and a logo if you have it, and create that vendor. Then, once you have vendors, you'll actually use the vendors tab right here and it will choose to display. Oh, there we go. Maybe I can get it to display now for our vendors. And so then it should show your vendors here. Ha, da-da-da. Okay, this is what it looks like when you don't have any vendors, guys, over here on the right. And so if once you do have vendors and you've added them to that link, they will display here on little tile forms. They're kind of rounded like this. They look like a button almost. Um, and you can also choose to show Market Center partners if your Market Center is using that feature. If they've added in partners, you should be able to toggle this on and actually show your Market Center partners if you don't have any yet of your own. Okay. And that is it. If you want to save any of that information, click save in the top right. And that is it for our exploration of your KW agent site. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And if you have any questions at all, please go ahead and drop them in the chat and I will help get those answered. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. Thanks for watching.